We are set for the first of two Twin 50s tonight with the NASCAR Winston Racing Series featuring the late models right here at the West Fastest Half-Mile Oval. Tonight's Wrangler Firecracker 100 brought to you by AB Dick IPS as well as the Emporium Western Store. And he's going to give our gentlemen start your engines command, but before that, real quick, Big Al from Emporium Western Store.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank the entire Collin family, Mary and Shirley, Larry, Gary, and Judy for letting us do this. We enjoy this so much we can't stand it. All righty, guys, get ready. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Let's go back up top side of Paul Pavlovich. Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Barry McKeever. Folks, you heard it here. Gentlemen, start your engines. And it was given by Big Al from the Emporium Western Store. We've got a great field here. We're going 50 laps, going to award some cash, and we're going to go 50 more. So a total of 100 laps in the late models. We're going to go 50, and then we're going to run another couple divisions. We're going to go to the late model stock car, first Twin 50. Then we're going to go to the Super Street Stock main event, then to the Street Stock main event, some great fireworks, and then to the late model stock car, Twin 50 number 2. These are both independently paying events and independent point total events. And tonight, the points can definitely change. Jason Small, currently your leader with 271 points, 2 poles, 2 wins, 5 top 10 finishes. Actually, he's never finished out of the top 5. That's why he's first in points. And second place in points is Tommy Fry out of Simi Valley, California. Fry driving a number 51 HPS Plumbing Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Hasn't been as consistent in the wins and top 5s, but he's had every single race he's finished in the top 10. So Tom Fry has 1 top 5 finish, but he's been consistently with 211 points. Wrapping up the modified stock main event, number 22, Brian Kelly, took the win in a great race between him and Danny Collins. Dave Howell came in 4th, number 26, and number 72 was Vince Little in a great race down there. And right now, we'll go trackside with Barry McKeever. Barry, what do you got for us down there?
Tonight with the Winston Twin 50s, we've got 2 50-lap main events. Now, a couple things are new. First of all, the things that aren't. All of the cars get 3 brand new tires. That's what they've been getting every single race all season long. That is not new. What is new, though, is if there is a car change, there are a few things you can do. So if you do crash the car in the first main event, you can get in another car, but it has to be a car that's been qualified, and you do have to start in the back. So there are a couple other different rule changes that are going to pay particular attention tonight. So keep an eye on that. But remember, the big key is to keep it clean in the first one, because you've got 50 more, and it's equal points. This is just like 2 main events all packed into one action-packed night. So both are just as important as any other race throughout the season. If that comes readily available, though, where you have to use another car, we'll talk about those particulars. But right now, they're going to try to keep these things clean for the first couple laps, and then they're going to go after it. It's everything loose at lap number 25, and then they're going to come back out again. So a couple new rule changes. We'll talk about that as it goes along. Back up to you, Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Barry McKeever. That's a great point that Barry made. And, you know, the one thing I want to talk about first is, did you see the sky behind Barry McKeever? That was beautiful there. McKeever standing in a great night for racing here at Mesa Marin Raceway. And it is going to be a fantastic night for the late model division as AB Dick IPS presents the Wrangler Firecracker 100 right here at the West Fastest Half Mile, Mesa Marin Raceway. Folks, we've got racing coming up in just a few moments as the 99 Jimmy Watkins and the 6 of Shawn Calderwood are getting close to each other over there, and we will soon see who's going to get the whole shot there and take off and lead the first lap here in the first 50 of 2 50-lap main events. The sun is out of the drivers' faces, so that's not going to come into effect. So the sun won't hurt them anymore as it did in some of the previous races. And it looks like the lights are off on the Haddad Intrepid pace car, and all of these cars are lining up. Les Den Herder has moved, shuffled to the back of the pack, as I would imagine Den Herder qualified that car just in case Roger Mears got into trouble and could pull that car off. A lot of things can happen here. You've got Kevin Harvick in the number 16. Harvick is a regular on the Craftsman Truck Series. Harvick is also the points champion or points leader in the Winston West, starting on the inside of row 3. A little bit of inexperience in number 6 in Shawn Calderwood, but Calderwood's not scared to gas it up, and he's going to do it. He kind of lets off a little bit, and he gasses it up, and they are gone. And Kevin Vernon, not the beneficiary there. as Jim Watkins just checks out. Calderwood's going to come in second. Mears is on the outside. Vernon's going to look to the inside in that number 19 Ted Davidson Equipment Rental Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And we've got two cars getting together, and that is Greg Voigt over in turn one. Greg Voigt and Jess Flores, it looks like. So Watkins is going to go high, but a pretty incredible start there. It looked like Calderwood tried to pick up a little bit earlier, realized maybe I shouldn't pick up this early, maybe got nervous, maybe just kind of missed a shift there. Calderwood's an experienced driver, but sometimes when you're starting in front, you got all this power behind you, it makes things a little bit crazy and hairy there, and that's exactly what happened as we got a little bit of action there with Greg Voigt and Jess Flores. You know, we can talk a little bit about the racing tonight for you folks at home that are scoring. The scoring looks like this. Jason Small in first place in points with 271. Tommy Fry in second with 211. And there's a possible 50 points for winning in tonight's race in this first phase and 50 in the second one. So 100 points are going to be awarded between the winners of the two events here in the AB Dick IPS Wrangler Firecracker 100 Twin 50s. So Jason Small needs to make sure he gets a good finish in the first one and goes for the win in the second. And these consistency is what we're talking about. If you can just be consistent and maybe get a top 5 in both of the events and not worry too much about where you place, just get the points, he can keep his lead. But if he gets in trouble and he gets a little bit shaken and gets involved in something like he could have gotten involved in this, it could be bad news. We're going to count these laps under green, and your leader is the number 99 at Jimmy Watkins in the Community Recycling Mechanics Wear Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Shawn Calderwood in the MP Environmental Chevy Monte Carlo. You know, something else that I didn't think about is Calderwood has switched to a Chevy Monte Carlo this year, and he drove a Ford Thunderbird last year. And with the different chassis setups running to Port City this year, it's a little bit different for someone to drive that. Calderwood's a smart kid, but you know what? Sometimes you can't always have everything working the best for you. In third place is the number 11 car, and that is Roger Mears Jr. and Kevin Vernon in fourth, and the 16 of Kevin Harvick in fifth. Right now we've got a little bit of a break in the action, and we'll go down trackside with Barry McKeever.
52 of Timothy Granger, obvious damage in the front. Tim, tell us what happened.
Well, I just tried to stay out of trouble. Going through the first couple corners, I saw everybody check up. Car got sideways. I really had nowhere to go. I tried to go high, and the car just went up that way and wiped out my radiator.
So obviously if the radiator's gone, your night is over?
Yeah, I've been fighting a fuel problem all night. I finally got that fixed, and now I got the radiator.
Disappointing, you know, in the back there's got to be problems sometimes, but I mean, there's two different 50-lap main events. Not only it hurts to lose the points, but I mean, it's tough that it happened in the first lap. Everybody's got to know they got to keep those cars clean.
Yeah, it's everybody tries to pass on the first lap, and you know, race isn't won on the first lap. Unfortunately, I got caught in the middle of it. So I'd like to thank Hosemart. You know, they helped me out a lot, and you know, they'll probably help me out with this radiator. So.
All right, Timothy. Night. Bad news. I should.
Well, thank you very much, Barry McKeever. You know, folks, what Barry was trying to tell you, and I could hear him, but you couldn't, is that we are going to go to a complete restart, a single-file restart, and Shawn Calderwood, Jim Watkins, and we're going to start back like we were, like we qualified. So a complete restart here. Shawn Calderwood is going to be back in front, Jim Watkins right behind him, Kevin Vernon, Roger Mears Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Frank Adamo in the Winston Late Models 1998 division. AB Dick IPS Firecracker 100. Twin 50s going on right here Saturday, June 27th, 1998, Mesa Marin Raceway in Bakersfield, California. Tonight's action you're seeing on Time Warner Cable Channel 52. Folks, come on out and watch a great night of racing. Almost every Saturday night, July 4th, going to have a great fireworks show out here. So a lot of things going on here at Mesa Marin Raceway, and great shot there on your television of the 6 of Shawn Calderwood in the MP Environmental Bob's Cafe Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Right there behind him is the 99 of Jim Watkins out of Bakersfield in the Community Recycling Mechanics Wear Chevrolet Monte Carlo. A lot of Chevys, a lot of Dodges out here, as this is a Dodge track. Chevy and Dodge getting into the business with the Avenger, and a couple of the guys driving those out here and being very successful with him. So a benefit on the restart to Kevin Vernon. in the 19 cars. Vernon had dropped back to 4th, almost 5th. But Kevin Harvick probably not real happy, as Harvick had moved up right in the backside of the 11 car, because Vernon got shuffled back on the restart because he started behind the 6 car of Calderwood, and Calderwood just, we don't know until we talked to him at the halfway break what happened there. And you know what? He probably just said, these guys are going to take off, and we'll let them take off. Fine, you guys go ahead and go, because I know we're going to get a restart, and they are in fact going to get a restart here as they finish working and completing the work, cleaning up the track between turns 1 and 2. And I would imagine we're probably going to see the lights go off on the Haddad Intrepid pace car this next lap around. Great shot of the crowd here at Mesa Marin Raceway. Folks, we're going to have a complete restart, so feel free to, when we tell you to, stand up and let these guys hear it, that you really appreciate them, because they're going to be flying around this track 18, 19 second half miles, and they definitely can hear you now. Let's let these drivers hear it, folks, as they come by. Fire them up. There you go. That sounds great. They can hear you. Turn 4, let's hear it down there. Turn 1, let's hear you. A packed house tonight at Mesa Marin. Well over 6,500 people out here tonight to watch some great racing action. The lights are off on the Haddad Intrepid pace car, and it pulls into the pits. The number 6 car of Shawn Calderwood is large and in charge. Everyone's checking up. Calderwood takes off a great start. Jimmy Watkins is all over him, followed by Kevin Vernon. Roger Mears Jr. Vernon's going to look to the inside of Watkins. He needs to get under there quick, because Watkins' car comes to him after about 2 laps. And we've got a spin right there. That is number 88. He gets it back on the track. That's Jeff Latimer. Latimer gets it back, and the green flag's going to stay out. A lot of moving and shaking there. Great camera work by Time Warner there also. Vernon gets into the backside of the 99, gets him a little loose, and is going to sneak up beside him. So Calderwood is checked out. Vernon got up real close to Jimmy Watkins. There we see it right there. Kevin Vernon in the Ted Davidson equipment rental car. The thing about Vernon's car and Watkins' car is both of those cars, when they start out, are very, very loose, and they come to them about 2 to 3 laps into it. So the yellow flag is not nice to either one of those guys. It's not nice at all. Vernon's going to look to the inside. He's going to use the benefit of a fast driver, but he may be trapped there as Watkins gets a little high. There's the 98 car and the 4 car. The 98 is Frank Adamo. Right behind him is Jason Small. Small's getting real close up to him, trying to get him loose. He takes him to the high side. And we are close. A lot of these drivers, talking to him beforehand, they were saying, we're going to take it easy. We're not going to try to go out there and do anything. These guys are turning 19-second laps. They're not looking back. They want to go out there and race, and they are not scared of going out there and bumping and grinding and moving a little bit, because they want to get out there and get the points. Jason Small getting all over the backside of Frank Adamo, and Adamo has just passed Roger Mears Jr. to move into 5th place. Adamo, your fast qualifier, is definitely fast. This 50-lap thing is going to help him to go 50 laps and then to go another 50. Adamo said in Bakersfield, California this morning that he'd rather go a straight 100 laps. That's because Adamo is a setup man and knows how to set these cars up, and it's a benefit to go the more laps with these guys that know how to set the cars up. Jason Small looking to the inside of the number 11 car and that HPS car being driven by Roger Mears Jr. Small has a points lead. He doesn't want to get in trouble very much, so he's just going to be content with coasting there, sitting in 7th place. We're only going 50 laps here, folks. The first one's 50, and then we got a little break, and we're going 50 more. And Shawn Calderwood driving a heck of a race. Kevin Vernon is going to try to take him to the inside. And Vernon in that patented move, if you watch here on television, watch Vernon get his nose right up beside him, right there, try to get him loose, and then duck down towards the inside. Vernon will probably try to go for the pass here, and we don't have him on scanner. And if we did, he wouldn't talk anyway because he knows everybody else is listening. But Vernon, that is a move that he's going to use, but he probably is also thinking, what's going through his mind there is, hey, I don't want to cause any problems here. I want to just make sure we run a clean race, and Calderwood's thinking the same thing. They've got a lead on the guys behind them with 10 laps in the books, and they're coming up on lap traffic. Here's where experience is going to show, and we'll see what Kevin Vernon does with this lap traffic. If he goes to the inside or goes to the outside, and he does go to the inside, and he gets right around Calderwood, and he's going to coast right up. He's going to be right on the tail of Greg Voigt and the 88. He gets around the 88 and the 5, and that right there, folks, was pure experience. Vernon gets real loose, though, coming out of turn 4. Could be something on the track. It could be Vernon just getting loose, and I think that's what he did. I think he went a little bit too hot and had to brake it and not accelerate as fast. And if you don't run the same circle or oval around here, you're going to be definitely in trouble. Looks like the number 46 is pulled into pits, and that is Doug Petzo Jr. Petzo showed up late. He's going to pull into pits and do some type of adjustment. We may find out from Barry McKeever about that, but Petzo's had problems most of the night. Good shot of Michael Burrow in the number 90 Martin Outdoor Race Prep Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And Burrows gets into Bobby Aldridge. Aldridge keeps it, gets into him. Everybody's safe there. Burrow still is loose. A great bit of driving by the 26 and by the 2 car of Brian Branson. Branson had absolutely nowhere to go. He just had to hold his line, and he did exactly that. If we had replay here, you would be able to see that Brian Branson had a great move there to get through there. Branson could not see anything because there was 2 cars in smoke right in front of him. But a great move by the 2 car. Branson out of Bakersfield, and that Haddad Dodge, sponsored Dodge Avenger. So Kevin Vernon in the number 19 has a pass 15 laps into this first 50-lap Twin 50 AB Dick IPS Wrangler Firecracker 100. Kevin Vernon in the Action Towing Ted Davidson Equipment Rental Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Right now we've got a break in the action. 15 laps into the books in this first 50. We'll go down trackside with Barry McKeever.
All right, Paul, we're standing by with Les Denhert in the number 97 HPS Plumbing Chevy Monte Carlo. He's parked the number 97. Les, tell us why.
We're having some radio problems, and also we don't want to take any chances because if Roger has any problems, he's going to jump in this car the second race.
And speaking of problems, Roger has dropped back a few spots. So what's the word?
I hear he's a little bit tight. Hopefully the car starts loosening up. It's a little bit short race, so we'll just have to hang in there.
Last year's Rookie of the Year right here. He's been out for a while. You rusty?
Yeah, a little bit, but I had fun. I need to come out and practice. Had like 10 laps today.
Hey, tell us about what it's like actually getting in one of these cars. And, of course, you're not a professional race car driver, but you play one on TV. But you have a lot of fun in this number 97. Tell us what it's been like to get back into it and re-experience it.
You know, once you get them up to speed, they're really fun to drive, and you really feel natural in them. So once I started getting up to speed today, it was really, really fun. They just like fly.
He'll be set to go in the second Twin 50, the Wrangler Firecracker 100, presented by AB Dick IPS, and we're set back to go green flag. Well, let's go back to Paul Pavlich. Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Barry McKeever. For those of you that watch us regularly, and I know we got a lot of fans out there because we hear from you, the number 19 Kevin Vernon car, who won the last late model event. Vernon looking for another victory as points-wise, Vernon sits in 4th, but he could make up a lot of points tonight if he could rip off a win here in that Action Towing Travel Lodge North towards Candy, Ted Davidson Equipment Rental, Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And we've got a pile up over there in turn 3 and 4. That's Huddleston and Utz. Huddleston gets back onto it. And the yellow flag is going to come out. Saw a little bit of flames there. So Utz gets that Lucas Oil Products number 66 fired back up. Lucas Oil and Custom printing. Ron Signs, Ramjet Rear Ends, John's Burgers, and Checkered Flag. So big things there. Brian Branson's going to actually have to pull it into the pits. Looks like we've got problems on that car. Our Haddad Dodge safety team is going to head out there and make sure that we have the car clean as possible. Folks, if you'd like a duplication of tonight's race or any of the other races, feel free to call 322-1941 and tell Time Warner Cable Paul sent you and you want to buy one of those tapes. Paul and Barry sent you. Ask for Darren Brown. He'll take care of you. Great friends over at Time Warner. No, just take care of it. They can take care of you right there. It's right here in Bakersfield, California, the premier cable station here in Bakersfield in Kern County. And call them up at 322-1941. They'll take care of anything you would like them to take care of what has to do with audio visual. So, you know what? I think we're hearing from Barry McKeever in the pits. We'll go down trackside with Barry McKeever. Barry, where are you now?
Hey, Paul, I'm actually standing down in the pits here with the number 25 drivers in the street stock division of Mark Hook Roberts and Darren Hopkins. And Mark, you're not doing driving duty tonight. What's going on?
No, I'm crew chief tonight. It's Darren's turn to drive. I drive too, he drives too, and we kind of share duties on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've had some good luck and bad luck this year, but let's see how Darren, how's the car handling? How are you going to do tonight?
Handling great. And so far, it's my third time in the car. I had 2 top 3s, so I'm looking for another good top 5 finish.
Real quick, we're going to go green and 1, but tell us, how do you change the seat between this monster and yourself?
We can do it in about 5 minutes.
All right, okay. Look at these guys. They're partners. Tonight, Darren's driving, but it's back quid pro quo, right, Mark?
Oh, that'll be mine in about August. I get to drive again.
Do you ever forget?
Oh, hell no. It's too much fun to forget it.
All right, we're green flag racing. Let's go back up top to Paul Pavlovich. Paul?
Thank you very much, Barry McKeever. You know, something about those guys is, hey, Barry, you and I could both jump in that car and we could drive it. They wouldn't have to change the seat. That may be something they could save 5 minutes on. Well, it looks like we've got a clean restart, and I don't want to use those words too loosely here. Hopefully we have a clean restart. And Kevin Vernon in the number 19 Chevy Monte Carlo is your current leader. So it's Vernon, Calderwood, Adamo, and watch Adamo. You know, I've told you about the 99. I've told you about it, and you will watch. That 99 is so fast here. Adamo has been so fast, the 99 and the 98. And it's hard to tell those two guys apart, but Jimmy Watkins in the 99, who's in third right now, builds the engines. He builds the Watkins racing engines, and he is going to be fast. A great shot right there of Kevin Vernon, followed by Shawn Calderwood, Jimmy Watkins, the 4th place car of Kevin Harvick, a regular on the Craftsman Truck Series and a 2-time track champion here. And he's getting passed by the 98 of Frank Adamo. Great battle there. Harvick's not going to give up anything. Harvick likes to run on the inside. That's what we call the Hornaday line. And right behind him is his teammate. So we will see what happens here as Adamo does get the pass. Harvick's going to get right on the back side of him and see what he can do to get around him and get him a little loose. But I think we've got problems there. We do have problems with Bobby Aldridge. Aldridge has lost something, possibly his motor, and he's coasting down the backstretch in the number 26 Ultra Shield Chevrolet Monte Carlo. There's a shot of Aldridge. Aldridge in that action plumbing car. Troubles for him. He's going to pull it behind the wall and park it in the pits. Long faces on the crew, I'm sure. 29 laps in the books. It's been somewhat eventful and somewhat predictable as Kevin Vernon pulled out into the lead 30 laps into it. 60% of the race is gone, and we've got the 88 car spinning again, and that's Jeff Latimer out of Newhall. Latimer spins coming out of turn 2. A lot of problems that these drivers have is they don't get enough practice time here, and it's just, you know, just like anything else, and kids listen out there, it's practice, practice, practice. Because if you don't practice, you don't get the setup right. you get about 30, 35 laps into the race, you're going to lose control of that car if you're trying to muscle it around. And that's the one thing that a lot of these guys can do, is they can get this car and make sure that this car just cruises around here. And that's the one thing that Kevin Vernon has done. And his father proved it last week in the Spec Truck division, winning that race in the DeWars Fine Candies, DeWars Chews, Just Chew It, Viagra Special, Green Acres Pharmacy. So, interesting race in the Spec Truck division that I heard about. Did not get to watch the race, but I'm going to definitely watch the movie. We're going to take a little break. We got 32 laps in the books. Kevin Vernon still leading. We're going to go down trackside with Barry McKeever.
All right, Paul, we're standing by right now with Tom Fry. Tom, of course, the owner of the 98-99 Community Recycling Motorsports Mechanics Wear Chevy Monte Carlos of Jim Watkins, as well as Frank Adamo. Right now, those guys are running strong at 3 and 4. How's the car handling?
Both of them are excellent right now. Looks like Frank has got by the 16 car, and he's starting to work on our other team car right now.
What do you tell these guys now? Of course, you've got another main event. Do you talk to them and say, hey, don't get together?
No, I don't say anything to them. I let them do their job.
Both pretty experienced drivers, especially Frank Adamo, 2-track championships. He's smarter than that.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's doing fine.
How does his car handling as the race goes on? Do you expect any changes?
Haven't heard any complaints yet. Jim and Frank both are very happy with the car so far.
Well, Frank Adamo is running very fast right now. Watch for him. He's trying to make his move on Kevin Vernon. The word from the Kevin Vernon pit is he said he is fast. That car is hooked up. In fact, just a couple laps ago, he ran an 18.98, which is in fact faster than he qualified in the number 19. So he is very fast. Kevin Vernon out front, but watch out, Frank Adamo's running right behind him. And we still got one more main event in the Wrangler Firecracker 100 presented by AB Deck IPS. Let's go back up top side of Paul Pavitich. Paul.
Great report down there, hearing from Tommy Fry. You know, it's great when you're a team owner and you've got one car in the top 5, but when you've got 2 in the top 5, who do you root for? The 99 or the 98? 98 or the 99? Jim Watkins, Frank Adamo. You know, you've got so many positives there. You got Adamo, who's been racing forever, and Watkins, who builds a great engine. And Watkins engines are probably in 4 or 5 of the top 10 out there right now. So Jimmy Watkins, great engine builder, and turned into a pretty good car racer too. Watkins works a lot and loves to come out here and play, and this is his free time and his fun time. And it's an interesting hobby, driving around a $150,000 race car around a track at about 120 miles an hour, but it sounds fun to me. And folks, you can do it too. They've got a race school right here at Mesa Marin Raceway, and they will put you in that car and strap you in and send you off with nothing to stop you but fear itself. So Kevin Vernon probably going to wait a little bit. He's going to fire off there, and we are getting back up to speed. 36 laps in the books, green flag's falling. So it's Vernon and Shawn Calderwood. This could be the highest finish for Calderwood. Calderwood trying to look in the record books. Calderwood does not have a top 5. He's got a top 10 this year. But Calderwood driving actually a great race. He hasn't been pushing anything. And that car, he's still working on the car to get the setup. And when he gets that thing set up and gets it dialed in, that car's going to be fast. And he is, I was kind of hard on him a little bit earlier because he was, let up on the restart. But the kid is a good driver. He comes from a great family, and actually just had his girlfriend just had her 21st birthday, and we celebrated that out here about 3 weeks ago. So Calderwood definitely probably going to get a tape of this race and watch it in that MP Environmental Chevrolet Monte Carlo. So it's Kevin Vernon, Shawn Calderwood, the 99 of Jimmy Watkins, the 98 of Frank Adamo, and the 16 of Kevin Harvick. Behind Harvick, Barry Bradshaw. Actually behind Harvick is his teammate, Jason Small, your current points leader. And if this is the way it finished, Kevin Vernon would pick up about 10 more points than Jason Small would, and Vernon would pull real close to Tommy Fry. Tommy Fry may drop from 2nd to 4th. Tommy Fry, as you know, your runner-up last year in a closest points battle ever at Mesa Marin Raceway. What's this thing with this Mesa Marin track and Vernon's? James Vernon had a great win in the Spec Truck division last week, and his son Kevin going out and saying, "Dad, I can get a win too." Spec Truck division is a division that's growing with leaps and bounds here at Mesa Marin. A lot of these guys that drive the late models also have spec trucks. Community Recycling has one. That's Tom Fry, the 98 and 99 car. And Jason Small also has a couple of those. Kevin Harvick's driven those before. And smart driving by all these drivers. They're just kind of hanging out, getting the points. Kevin Harvick's going to let Jason Small go by. And that was a gimme. That was a gimme for the points. Small currently in 5th, going for the points. We've got a spin, and that is Michael Burrows. Burrows spinning in turn 4, but keeping it underway. He may have a flat. The way that car's handling, it looks like he could have a flat. He's got some definite problems there in that number 90 car. So we'll have to see what happens there. So Burrows is probably going to pull into the pits. If he doesn't, he needs to. No, he's not. He's going to try to finish it. Good shot right there, the number 1 and 96. Back to your leaders. 45 laps in the books. 5 more laps to go. Kevin Vernon and the Ted Davidson Equipment Rental Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Also helping out Action Towing, Bakersfield Travelodge North, EDS Racing Engines, DeWars Candy, and Performance Graphics. Kevin Vernon currently in 4th with 197 points. 1 pole, 2 wins for Vernon. This will be the 3rd win of the season. And the only problem with Vernon is he has already had a few DNFs this season. So 46 laps, the white flag is in hand. Mike Burrow getting the move out of the way sign from NASCAR. Jimmy Watkins and Frank Adamo may be teammates, but they almost took out each other, and Tim Huddleston spins, and a yellow flag's going to come out. Kevin Vernon's not going to get his wish to get this thing wire to wire, and we talked about it earlier. Vernon's car, that 19 car, is not as good on the restart. It's not as good on the restart, and the good thing about it is the car behind him hasn't been very good either on the restart, and Vernon has tended to get a jump on him. So our NASCAR safety crew is going to take out their safety trucks. The fire truck's going to head out there also and kind of check for fluids on the track, and the Dodge safety truck is also going to look at things. Right now we're going to go ahead and take a break from racing in the first 50. We got 48 laps in the books, and we're going 2 more. Well, folks, right now we're going to go down trackside with Barry McKeever and the 11 car of Roger Mears Jr. Barry, what do you got for us?
All right, Paul. Roger Mears Jr., of course, very dejected. Tell us what happened. This is a car that you've been struggling with all night long.
Car's actually been working pretty well. We're having some sort of carburation problem, and we're just trying to get that fixed. Unfortunately, if we can't get it fixed, I got to take Les's ride.
Unfortunately, but also fortunately that Les brought the car out here.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can get it going and get Les out there too. The crew and everybody's doing a great job. It's just unfortunate. It's really going to hurt us in the point. So I just got word from the crew chief to stand on the gas, do whatever it takes. So we'll just give it our best shot.
Roger Mears Jr.'s struggles continue here at Mesa Marin in 1998. Fortunately for him, he's got a new car in the next one, as well as he's got chance for full points in the next main event, 50 laps as well. We will go back to green in just a few seconds, and right now we'll go green, white, checkered up to top side of Paul Pavitich. Paul?
Well, thank you very much, Barry McKeever. That's Kevin Vernon getting a great start on Calderwood, and wouldn't it be a great tribute to Calderwood to get a victory here? Calderwood's going to hang with him. The 99 and 98, I think, have given up on it and said, hey, let's just get the 3rd and 4th finish. Calderwood's not so scared. Calderwood's going to take a peek on him. Vernon needs 1 more lap to get this thing hooked up, and Vernon, actually, I think the car is hooked up now. Vernon getting loose coming out turn 4, and the white flag comes out. White flag is out. So it's Kevin Vernon, Shawn Calderwood, Jimmy Watkins, Frank Adamo, Jason Small, and Kevin Harvick. 2 more turns. And it's going to be the 19 car of Kevin Vernon. Kevin Vernon gets the win. Shawn Calderwood, his best finish of the season. Great race by Calderwood. Great race by the 99 and 98 and the 4. So it's Vernon, Calderwood. Hey, hold on. We didn't cue fireworks yet. What's he doing with the sparks there? So a great race there. Jimmy White pulling up in the 1 car. Kevin Vernon has got to be happy there. Jim Watkins in the 99. And the 1 car of Jimmy White. Kevin Vernon knows how to do this. Barry Bradshaw is going to cross over. Branson's going to pull the car in. Problems in the pits there. We're going to get this interview done, and these guys have another 50 laps, and so it may not be as big of a benefit to win this thing. We'll have to see what Kevin Vernon has to say about that, but that car looks great there. Folks, let's let him hear it. Your main event winner in the first one in the AB Dick IPS Firecracker 100. We'll go down trackside with Barry McKeever and your first event winner, Kevin Vernon.
Up there, you've got another 50 laps, but 2 in a row for you. It's got to feel good. Kevin, didn't anybody tell you the points race is over?
Well, they kind of reminded me of that, but I didn't believe them. So the car is real good right now. The 6 car, man, what a job he's doing. He's doing a real good job. I'd like to see what the invert's going to be. We're going to see what we can do with this car. It started getting a little loose there at the end, so we just need to tighten it up and go for another win here.
We're going to draw the invert in just a little bit, but once again, tell us, coming back now in the second 50, do you think you have an advantage knowing the setup here? You were pulling sub-19 second laps.
I don't know if we have any advantage or not. I mean, I don't know. You know, we got so many tires that them guys, they can put 4 on. I mean, but I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do, but, I mean, we got 1 out of the 2. That's what we came here for tonight. If we finish the other one, we've had a great night.
Hey, 3 times in a row we've seen a Vernon in winner's circle. You going to make it 4?
Well, I hope so. I mean, that'd be the best thing for the Vernon family ever. So, hey, I'm just happy to be here and happy to drive for Ted Davison and Glenda. And I just want to thank my dad and the crew, Bob, Scotty, Mikey Ryle that races the street stocks. I just want to thank everybody. Thanks.
Kevin Vernon, congratulations, wins the first of 2 twin 50s tonight, presented by AB Dick IPS and the Wrangler Firecracker 100. We will come back with our next main event. Stay tuned real quick. Let's go back up topside to Paul Pavlovich. Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Barry McKeever. Barry battling some serious voice problems there. He's got a cold, and he's just out here working his tail off. Thanks again, Barry, for coming and helping out with the AB Dick IPS 11th Annual Wrangler Firecracker 100. Well, folks, we've got the first late model stock car twin 50. Let's hear a little by round of applause. How many people here think that the number 19 can get a second win and do that again? How many people out here think the number 4, Jason Small, can get a win? What about maybe the 98 of Frank Adamo? Or the 99 of Jimmy Watkins? Well, folks, we're going to be able to do this again. We're going to go 50 more laps in just a few moments. We have got the Super Street Stock main event, the Street Stock main event, a great fireworks show, and then the late model stock car Twin 50 number 2. AB Dick IPS presenting the 11th Annual Wrangler Firecracker 100 right here at Mesa Marin Raceway, the West's fastest half mile.